decides to start.
Drinking with Authors may contain adult content. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello, everyone. I am Nick Savage, your author, artist, and podcast host for the evening. Welcome to Drinking with Authors, sponsored by Four Horsemen Publications. And we have with us tonight two wonderful gentlemen who I was given some really wrong information about before any of this, but the air has been cleared. Not that there's anything wrong with the information I was given. It was just incorrect. But I am joined tonight by Michael and Dave, otherwise Mick and Dave, who collectively write under the name Michael D. Mawassel. Did I finally say it right?
Got it. He nailed it.
He's got it. He's good to go.
It only took me like 30 minutes of prep to say it properly because I have been drinking. They are authors of contemporary urban military fantasy, and they're going to take over from here because I am just yelling into the microphone at this point. And they're going to tell us all about their books, their series, and everything they want to say about themselves. So take it away.
Okay. You want to drink first or me drink first?
Oh, yeah, shit. See, this is why.
Gross, right?
What are we drinking? What are you drinking, Dave?
So there's some Wheatley vodka and Coca-Cola. It's pretty chill.
God damn it, you're drinking. I am not drinking. I'm going to have to go get drinking.
I joined the drinking thing because we said we were going to drink.
But see, I did not get that in my show notes. I got that we were doing sparkling water, which Mick upgraded to, what are you drinking?
An Alani New Orange Kiss. We're gonna
See, he's drinking that. You can wonder why my coordinating producer thought what she thought about you guys.
No, I totally get it, right? No, that's fine.
I need energy.
We're just here doing our thing.
So I am going to make it. Hold on. This is going to be fun. Hold on.
We've already lost.
There has to be spirits. Yeah, there you go.
Come back. Because you're drinking, and I've only had 2 glasses of wine today, I'm also going to be drinking some Writer's Tears.
Oh, nice.
Writer's Tears.
Writer's Tears is an Irish whiskey that is between how awesome it sounds and how good it tastes.
That looked clear.
It sounds better than it tastes.
Writer's. Oh.
Writer's,
yeah. Where was that distilled, Nick?
Ireland, because it's from Ireland. A product of Ireland. But it's not the peatiest of Irish whiskeys I've had, and it's okay. It's an Irish copper pot.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on a scale of 1 to 10, I give it like a 6.
Okay. Like I like me a peaty
for
scotch,
the novelty
like,
of the name,
but not.
Well, this is an Irish whiskey, not Scotch. My bad. I may have said Scotch because I'm drunk, but I'm only drunk because I've been drinking.
Yeah, well,
that's how it goes.
It's how it goes, yeah. But it's okay. It's worth trying.
Sure.
But it's kind of like, in terms of Irish whiskey, it's kind of like a light beer. It's something you have and you drink on the daily if you're going to write and drink. It's not your $200 bottle of like Oban Scotch or however you pronounce it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is a drinking. But salud.
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 Prost. Nostrovia.
There you go. You got to get all 7 languages.
Everything you get.
Oh, no, I'm just gonna leave it at that and let you guys tell me about your. It is called. I'm going to say it right. The Galvorn Saga.
The Galvorn Saga.
That's the Galvorn Saga. You are correct.
Paragon Exordium. Let's move that in there.
Yes. So
hold that closer. Hold that closer.
Oh, that's so small.
I just got.
That's what she said.
Well, for contrast, this is
there you go. Thank you, sir.
It's a thick boy.
That is a wonder. Okay, how many words is that? What's your word count on that?
231,000.
God, you hate yourselves.
Yeah, we did. We hate ourselves. It sucks.
It's very good.
Tell me about the saga.
Yeah, so the Galvorn Saga is about a magical apocalypse that takes place in our world. So when the sky shatters, humanity is brought to the brink of extinction, technology is wiped out, and the remnants of humanity are trying to figure out what happened and how to survive in a world that's now overrun with monsters and fae.
Okay. a couple of things caught my attention in there,
Absolutely.
in good ways, not in bad ways.
Yeah.
I am generally not one for dogma of magicalness, but
Okay.
you get rid of technology. You said technology's been wiped out.
Yep.
So yeah, you can't do internet. You can't do long communication. Like it's that ship sailed. That ship has sailed.
So is it our world,
Yes.
but just fucking magical and technology gone?
Yeah,
So, like-
magic has destroyed our ability to do like modern stuff.
It's
And-
like the planet got hit with a magic nuke.
Yeah.
And Ted Kaczynski is in no way involved in this storyline.
No,
And-
but if he was, he'd be doing a pretty decent job because no one would bother him on his farm in the middle of nowhere in the Northwest.
Right.
Montana. Okay, so the sky shatters. Explain, give me something here because this is
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah, so it's on the cover. If you look really closely, you can see the sky is literally cracked like glass, and so that's a side effect of the magic output. Is essentially there was a spell a millennium ago that stole magic from Earth and all the magical creatures, and our collective consciousness has remembered them in dreams and whatnot. And so when that spell wears off, it literally breaks the sky with their return, which is what wipes out technology.
Okay, so you say collective consciousness.
Yeah.
Do you know of the philosopher? Fuck me. Carl Jung.
No. Sorry?
You know Carl Jung?
Yeah, the guy who
Yeah.
came up with like the collective consciousness theory
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Did any of that play into your magical setting?
No.
No.
I was saying no because you said fuck me, but that's fine.
My ability to say words more than two syllables
Yeah, of course.
right now is gone. Yeah. Yeah, especially after that shot I took of writer's tears. Okay, so you're kind of coming in from you're not borrowing like the Simpsons did from all these philosophers, or at least as the classes.
You know, it's we're not borrowing from philosophy as much as we are borrowing from religion and history.
Any particular religions you're borrowing from, or just the
It would be
Overall.
largely Abrahamic.
Abrahamic, yeah, mostly Abrahamic, but also the way that we view, like our fantasy world sort of operates is that what people have dreamt of, like what people believe in, right? These ancient deities, these different sects, these things that have come about, right, are all rooted in things that used to exist but don't exist anymore. And so when those things sort of went away and now are reintroduced to the world, we see the effects of that stuff. So it's not only Christianity, but it's Buddhism, Islam. It's all these other it's faith traditions from everybody, but also like societal things. So
Yeah.
there's monsters from anything you can imagine,
Right.
because people felt it. So
this shit sounds awesome.
It
like,
is.
It sounds really well built. You guys don't sound like people who don't plot shit out. Like you sound like you sat down and were like, this is where it's starting, this is where it's ending, maybe, and
Yeah.
then plotted it out. You don't sound like you're like, I'm just gonna write a chapter and then he's gonna write a chapter and then we're just gonna go. Like you sound like you plotted this shit out, and that's really, really cool. All right, wait, we went with this cracked sky, technology's gone.
Yep.
Abrahamic religions, but the magic, okay, how is the magic, as someone who has played Dungeons and Dragons for
Sure.
30 plus years,
Heck yeah.
to someone who's wearing that hat, what is your magic based in? Is it based in religion? Like, are they clerics and druids,
Mhm.
or are they wizards and sorcerers?
I'd be much more aligned with wizards and sorcerers, but I mean, that doesn't. So there is a hard magic system, but I believe every hard magic system is just rules imposed by the world on a soft magic system. If that makes any sense.
It does. It does to people who play D&D.
Right.
Explain it like I've never played D&D before in my life. Okay, maybe
so
not that basic, but play it like I'm beginning D&D and I understand.
right.
something.
So magic in this world is essentially another element or force. Essentially, it's a energy that can be accessed and manipulated. So there's rules established by the people in this world on how to manipulate and interact with that energy, right? And so there's a bunch of different tiers to it, but the big thing is castologies. So each of the races has a castology that they use to do their magic, right? So humans use spoken word, elves use song, dwarves use tattoos that they've runes they've tattooed into their skin, and then orcs just use raw emotion. So, and that's not the full extent of it, and there's different like groupings and types of magic within that, but that's the overall kind of concept of you can manipulate the natural world using magic, using your different castologies.
I'm just imagining an orc casting a spell by yelling profanities or something. Like it's
Yeah.
Dave's like, yeah, that's how they do it. They just
It's the thing. Yeah, so orcs mostly orcs thing is like emotional magic casting. So if you think about like something like 40K, where orcs are, it's like aggression is their main thing, right? So orcs cast by emotion. Mm-hmm. So most orc warlords are like, I'm going to be angry, right? I'm going to be the biggest, baddest, angriest dude that I can be. And anger becomes their like watchword, right? And so orcs are hyper aggressive. They do all this angry magic. But what happens when an orc figures out that anger isn't the only emotion you can do? What happens when an orc can be sad or other emotions?
Right.
And those emotions can channel into other things that are far more powerful. So, and that we explore that because emotion is really important. And when your primary casting is emotion, sure, you want to be angry. But there's people that can exploit that and do things that way. So
no. This all makes sense. But when I asked if it was like our world, you said yes. But then there's elves and dwarves and orcs.
Yeah. Go ahead,
is it like our world? Like there's elves and dwarves and shit in Chicago, or our world? Like
Nick, go ahead. Yeah.
Our catchphrase is, if I'm trying to get someone to look at my book at an event, I just say, "How does elves on a tank fighting orcs in Atlanta sound?"
No. This is perfect because this leads to my next question. So as the orcs learn that anger isn't the only emotion, please tell me at least one of the orcs becomes a fan of like emo music.
Well, funny you say
we have an orc that wears jorts.
We do have an orc that wears jorts. One of the primary antagonists is an orc called the Weeping King.
Okay, two. What the fuck are jorts?
Jean shorts.
Jean shorts.
Yeah,
they're just jean shorts.
Jorts.
Yeah. Okay, I've never heard him referred to like that. Jean shorts. Okay. I've always just said jean shorts.
So our entire thing is set in the modern day, right?
Yeah.
It is modern, and magic in our universe has always sort of been there, and nothing could tap into it. But at once, magic sort of returns, right?
Okay.
And so there's suddenly magical stuff in modern day, and so you find yourself dealing with orcs and elves and all of these other things, but it's still like 2015 Georgia. Yeah. And so there's guys with guns that are like, oh crap, there's these strange monsters that want to eat me,
right?
And it's a whole thing. Yeah.
Now I'm going back to our pre-recorded conversation and trying not to laugh. So the book is kind of in Georgia area, Atlanta, like you said, tanks and orcs and tanks in Atlanta. But you're from Pittsburgh. Do you live in Atlanta now?
I live in Texas now. Yeah, so I'm
Okay.
out of the state now. I was I'm a brat because I was in the military for a long time, so I've lived in a bunch of different places in the states, out of the states, whatever. But Mick and I were in college together, so we got this going.
No. Perfect. I have one question about the book. The magic comes through because the sky starts cracking.
Yeah.
And in anything you watch, one of my favorite TV shows or anything you read, you have to give a little bit of some suspended disbelief. Like one of my favorite shows is The Mentalist, and they can drive from Sacramento to Colorado in 4 hours, which is not at all realistic.
Yeah.
But it's a fictionalized California. In your world, have orcs and dwarves and elves always been in our world, or is them coming into our world part of the story?
It's part of the story. They've been
Don't spoil. Okay,
Yeah.
don't spoil it. I just wanted to know if that's something that people are going to have to just go, oh, they've always been here. Like my aunt with pointy ears is an elf. No. They come. Okay. My neighbor who's 4
I like
is a dwarf. Yeah.
I like
Right.
it.
There's one that's been here the whole time.
Dwarfs.
One.
There's one dwarf.
Oh, one dwarf.
One dwarf that has been here the whole time.
But by and large, no, you're right.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, and the weeping dude.
The
not
Weeping
his name.
King.
The weeping king.
Mm-hmm.
He could be the weeping dude if he drinks White Russians. Can you give me stuff about him without ruining the story?
Yeah, we can.
I mean, we can. Yeah.
Just a little bit, something too, because I love this idea so far.
Right.
Like, I'm buying
So he's an orc warlock who has basically taken over Atlanta.
Good enough for me. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys met in college.
Yeah.
Yep.
Where'd you go to college?
Georgia Southern University.
Georgia GSU.
Yeah.
Is that like the actual initials? I don't know. I just make sure.
Yeah.
Formally.
Yeah.
Used to be.
The Fighting
Georgia
Bulldogs.
State stole it.
Georgia State stole it. Okay.
That was after our time, though.
You guys met in college and started doing this. At some point, came up with this idea to do this.
Yeah.
And use 230,000 words.
Oh yeah, Jesus. Yeah.
Did you ever think maybe 2 books at 115,000 words?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. We did. No, so here's the real answer, right? At the beginning, it was chapter by chapter on Patreon. So while the story was being released early, it was month by month, people were drawn in, or they were family members, friends, whatever, right? And the story was built chapter by chapter.
Mm-hmm.
But as things kind of evolved, this is where it ended up as a book 1.
No.
So what? Like, did we consider making it shorter? Yeah, like we did
Splitting in half,
making it shorter. However, like we looked at the content, and we're like, oh wow, this is where we would break it up,
right?
Like, and then we're like, man, if we did that, then this would happen, and this would happen. Like, yeah, so
we would have ended up with 2 equally long.
It was
novels.
considered, but like it. Yeah,
and that's okay. Sometimes not splitting it is the proper way to go.
Yeah,
it's not. I wasn't.
We tried. We like I was saying, we tried.
Yeah.
I never ask questions as a gotcha kind of thing.
No, we
good.
tried. We thought about it. Right?
It's a common question. Yeah,
So,
I mean, we debated it really
it.
heavily, and what it came down to was like,
Yeah.
if we split this up, we're going to want to spend more time on the areas that we don't spend as much time on, and we will end up with 2 equally long books. So we'll just make it longer overall. It won't stay short and split into 2.
Yeah, we tried.
No, and that is perfectly acceptable. A couple of questions. One completely not having anything to do with anything. What is behind you on the top shelf, Dave?
On the left side?
The big thing.
Oh boy, that's a cardboard cowboy hat.
A cardboard cowboy hat.
Yeah.
That sounds like something with the nightclubs I don't need to know anything about.
Yeah. You might want to ask Mick about what's on his shelf, because this shelf,
Yeah, mine's actually curated.
Yours is curated. I got the nice fake background.
Yeah.
Okay, so on that note, you have experience with Patreon and starting it up there. As someone who's never used Patreon before, I've tried the buy me a coffee type websites, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like
Ko-fi.
that. And I have a couple. No. It's literally called buy me a cup of coffee or something like that.
Yeah, track.
Yeah.
And I have a couple of subscribers on there, but they've already liked me from before it. How was your experience, and what can you, for people who don't know anything about Patreon and are looking to maybe do it, what kind of advice or experience can you say you've had with Patreon from starting this and doing it chapter by chapter to where it is now? What did you do? What maybe would you have done differently? Whatever you want to talk about.
I mean, I think the biggest thing would be we had a backlog before we decided to start putting it on Patreon. It was just I'm spending a lot of time and effort on this, and I need money. So it was a way to sort of gauge reactions to things as well. But having a backlog was really important with that because it gave us space and time to catch up as we release these things by a monthly thing. And so one of the other things about it was trying to give ourselves a motivation and timeline to get things done and make progress, which it helped us build some really good habits on. So that was pretty crucial to it. I would say now Patreon's not the same as it was when we did that back in like 2017. It's a different landscape. So writing is more geared towards Substack in terms of following and stuff like that these days. We were sort of doing something new with Patreon. It's more geared toward YouTubers and stuff, and there weren't really a lot of books on there. So like the end goal of it was essentially, if you support us as we write it, you get to read it early, and then if we get traditionally published, we'll send you a copy once it's done, right? So that was kind of the motivation to bring people on board who are interested in the story and wanted to be invested in it, and also to try and just give us a little extra padding on the paycheck. And so we did end up finishing it. And we got good responses. Everyone who was reading it, the people that were reading it were enjoying it. But then we put a pause on it once we were done with the manuscript. It was like, well, we don't want to keep charging people for not producing anything, even if people were willing to pay to support us. So we sort of transitioned away from that, and we spent a year querying and all that, and we ended up going self-publishing and whatnot. So it didn't become, people didn't get a copy for free for supporting it, but they got early access to it. Because that was kind of the condition was if we get traditionally published, you'll get a copy. If not, we're going to have more expenses to deal with, so it won't. And there wasn't any kind of backlash or anything for that. But it was a good experience because it helped us develop patterns and hobbies and stuff that helped us get it done and have helped our writing process out a lot.
Would you then not recommend Patreon for writers nowadays and say try Substack instead?
It depends on what your goal is. I think... It really just depends on what your goal is. If you're doing short fiction, I would absolutely say Substack. There's much more of a writer presence there. I would also say if you're going to do like Patreon specifically, you want to build up an audience outside of your writing and have that be a bonus thing that they can contribute to. I also wouldn't encourage it if you are trying to do traditional publishing, but if you're doing indie publishing, go for it.
Okay. Because I know I was given notes that you do have a Kickstarter as well.
Yeah.
And how is that going for you?
Well, it launches on Saturday.
Okay. Because this is not live and recorded. This is not live and recorded. That made no fucking sense.
March 28th?
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, March 28th. So we have 130 pre-saves going into the weekend before it launches. So I'm pretty hopeful that it will get sponsored. We brought on some experts on it. I've worked very, very hard on it. It's for a deluxe edition of Exordium. We have high hopes, and I think it's going to do really well.
And Exordium is the sequel.
Exordium is book one.
Book one.
Yes. So it's a deluxe version of this. So
Galvorn Saga is the name of the series. Then.
That's right. Yeah.
Yes.
We wanted like so we've had that. That's been with the editor for a couple months. because book 2 has been with the editor for a couple months, so we wanted something to do in the meantime. So we're like, let's do a deluxe edition because we wanted hands-on experience with Kickstarter, because one of our ultimate goals is we're making a board game. And we've already started playtesting that, and Kickstarter is great for board game production. So we wanted to do a couple books through Kickstarter first to kind of get the feel for how it operates and how to do it. And so a deluxe edition, while we're waiting on edits for book 2 to finish, it was kind of like a fill the space kind of thing.
So
and it's turned into a really fun project.
Our first Kickstarter is to fund the deluxe edition of the first print, and they're like, what we've done to make that unique is I would say pretty great, because there is so much art that we've put down and additional content and everything else for this version. So so in the next couple of days, this version of the first edition will be available, but that'd be nice. And so
you said a magic word, though. You said board game.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So, as a board game enthusiast, I would not say I'm an expert. I would not say I'm
crap.
I enjoy board games. I enjoy like everything from like the Walking Dead board game to the Munchkin Quest to, tabletop role-playing games, you know what I'm saying, and everything like that. Is this going to be a traditional board game, or is this going to be like a tabletop RPG?
Nick, may I?
You please.
Yeah, no. So it's not a tabletop RPG. It's at this point, it is like a traditional board game. So we're looking at if you played Dead of Winter, like sort of a area survival sort of situation.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a decent way to frame it. But we have some, I would say, unique and interesting ways to make that not exactly the same.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's traditional board game. And we're down for the cause. We've done some testing, and we're working forward towards making that a thing that people would want to be with. Yeah.
So, it's fun.
Yeah, please.
I'm gonna throw something out there for you.
Okay.
It sounds fun. Don't get me wrong. I like board games. It sounds fun, and making it like, when it comes to writing, there's only 7 plots, which means there's really only 7 stories and then endless variations of them. Same idea when it comes to board games, but you said you have ideas that make it unique.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
And I don't want to get into that, because if it's not like ready yet, I don't want to.
Yeah, of course.
But as you get the physical pieces made and you have something to try and to prototype out, I do a convention every year that is in St. Augustine, Florida, not overly far for Mick, a little far for Dave. But they have a after-hours gaming room where I have play tested numerous games, and not nearly as many as they've ever had, because I'm there for like an hour before my social meter says I have to go back to my room and hide. But it's just like a multi-genre convention called Ancient City Con.
When is this? When does that happen?
It is in the September.
Oh, okay.
So it's actually coming up this year. And I have play tested numerous games, and even play tested like modules for games that already exist that are like tabletop RPGs and stuff like that.
Sure.
And it is a good way to get new followers, to get new people interested, and to see, because we're very honest there, to see if something's OP or not working right. Or as we did with one game.
We want the game to work.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's we've tried. Like we've tested it with our friends and whatever. But like we want the game to be efficient. Like,
But yeah,
Right.
and I'm not saying come on down. I mean, I am saying come on down. It's fun.
yeah,
but,
like
yeah,
I'll put it in the Thunderdome. Like,
Yeah.
like let's make it happen. You know,
it's fun. Like I play tested this one game that was basically cowboys versus Indians, and it was set in the Wild West, and it was a fun game. But there were some wildly racist undertones to it.
Oh,
And we had to kind of say some stuff, and then the guy got kicked out. It was a whole thing. But and that wasn't that con. That was another con.
okay.
But it was the game itself wasn't bad. Just
Right.
the undertones needed some like reworking and stuff like that.
Sure.
shit. Well, I don't think anything we have is racist.
Oh no, I'm not saying you do. I'm just saying like things like this you find out. You know?
I know.
Right.
Yeah. No. I'm with you. I'm trying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a whole thing. But I love board games, and I'm here to talk about everything. You know what I'm saying?
Excellent.
So like books, we talked about books. Fuck books. Let's move on to board games, and then you know what I'm saying.
The unfinished thing that we have just a concept of.
No, it's perfect when it's there. Well, Ancient City Con and other cons do have gaming rooms, but
Right.
Ancient City is the only con that I actually stay at a hotel for because I just tend to do local cons,
Yeah.
and they're just far enough to not want to drive every day, and good enough that I stay there, and it's fun. But the other cons have gaming rooms and stuff, so it's a great way to get feedback. But I just love that. It's my favorite con of the year. One of my top 3 favorite cons of the year. I can't say any con is my favorite. You have to be nice and be politically correct about these things or whatever it's called. But you have the Kickstarter is for the deluxe version of this book, which is not a sequel, but it says there's a sequel release coming soon. Is there a sequel release?
Yeah, Paragon Attrition is coming out in June, at the end of June. We literally got the edits back for it yesterday.
Yep.
So I've been working on that all day, and we'll have pre-orders available on the Kickstarter. And if the Kickstarter does well enough, it'll fund the audiobook for book 2.
Do you have a narrator picked out, or are you doing these?
Yes. Yeah.
We had a narrator for book 1 who people absolutely adore. He did an incredible job.
He was so
Can you shout out his name?
Yeah, Cormac Brennan.
Nope. Say it again.
Cormac Brennan.
Cormac Brennan.
He's an Irish. He's a young Irish guy.
So fucking good.
People are blown away when I tell them he had never narrated an audiobook before. He's been doing like all kinds of like voice acting and stuff for years, but he didn't even tell me in his audition that he'd never narrated an audiobook before. He didn't tell me until I hired him. But he's incredible. He does so many different voices. He does a voice for the Basilisk. There's a Basilisk named Shadowfang that has gotten the Basilisk fan fiction, which is really funny to me. Our editor's favorite character in the whole series is Shadowfang because of that voice. So he killed it. He did a really good work. We were really nervous we wouldn't get him back, but we did. So we're very happy for that.
Now, you say he's Irish. Is he like Irish, like living in Ireland, or is he like Chicago Irish? So he's
lived in Ireland for a long while.
Ireland. Yeah.
Yeah. He just moved. No, he's Irish. He just moved to the U.S. to pursue his narration and stuff career, like a couple months ago. But he's Irish, and you wouldn't know until you hear the Irish character in the book talking, because he does a really good American accent. Like, he's incredibly talented. He narrates the entire thing with an American accent, and and then you hear his Irish character O'Cleary, who's a fan favorite, and you're like, oh yeah, this guy knows exactly what he's doing.
Okay, Cormac Brennan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
is his name.
He's fabulous. He's absolutely fabulous.
He's very good.
If he has any sort of websites or social medias you want to promote, email the coordinating producer, because she'll put them up with the show notes on YouTube and stuff like that. Yeah. Sure. Because I like getting everyone who we like promoted more.
Especially Irish people.
If you find me, you'll find him.
If you find you, you'll find him. Okay.
Yeah. And we're very connected.
When we get to the shameless self-promotion section of the podcast. Yeah. No, that is wonderful. Is there anything that either of you two wanted or were hoping to talk about or bring up that I haven't fucking asked about yet, and that you're like, I really wanted to? If not, it's okay. It's not a.
No, I'm so happy that we've talked about what we've talked about. You know, our stuff. which comes out at the speed that it comes out because,
Right.
we're adults that are people with either children or jobs or both. Like, this is how it is. No, I don't have anything else extra.
No. That is okay. Mick, is there anything that you wanted to mention that we did not talk about? Yeah, what the hell is that?
Oh,
Apocrypha.
shit!
This is our short story collection that we released in July of last year, and the audiobook for this is releasing any day now. It's with Quality Check right now. Our audiobook for this, so this is 11 different short stories. We have 12 narrators. We hired a different narrator, most of whom were indie authors or other like professional narrators to do each of these stories. Dave narrated one. I narrated one.
I did one. Yeah.
Okay. So this is a fun little tidbit. If 231,000 words is too much, this is only 69 pages. So
69 pages. Oh, so these are real short stories.
Yeah,
they're
short
short.
stories.
Yeah.
We wanted to try our hand at like flash fiction short story stuff after writing a giant novel.
Oh no, that's okay. Brevity is not a friend of mine. And I've done a couple like anthology books, and while I was shorter than other stories, I was still looking at like, I think 8,000 words or something like that for some of these, which is like more pages than 69. Yeah.
It's funny. We've had printing issues on both sides of the aisle. So like Amazon won't print Exordium in hardcover because it's too long. We have to go through Ingham Spark or Book Vault now. Much better. And this was too short to print on Amazon. So I had to add like pictures at the end to get it long enough to print.
Amazon has
extremes on both directions.
Every book printer has very specific cutoffs for what it will print for hardcover and what it won't.
Right.
And I have books that in paperback are 160 something, 180 something, too short for hardcover.
Right.
So it's one of those things. So you find that. But Dave, you were laughing at yourself when you said you narrated. I take it you are not a fan of hearing your voice.
No, I don't want that. I know I'm nasally, but what I'm saying is like this, like it's interesting to me to see that we've done the short story collection and then like now it's going to be available, which to me is fabulous because for our mainline novel, which, how do I say this? Like having things available on Audible, on being, on virtual stuff. I really never thought that like a third of the people that wanted our book would be Audible. I never thought that.
It's
listeners, right? A third of people that like our content are people that listen to it.
Yep.
And we will have to prioritize that going forward. But like it was very strange, honestly, to me. But here it is. Like the data bears it out. So here we are.
Yeah. I am finding that a lot of people, especially those who travel far for work or whatever, prefer audiobooks simply because they don't have time to read, but they want to read. So instead of reading, they listen to the story, which I know there's schools of philosophy on audiobooks isn't reading, it's listening. You're still getting the damn story.
Right.
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
what matters.
No, I am here for listening.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
I don't have the attention span to listen.
Right.
Like I started listening to a podcast who I absolutely love. It's this guy named Mr. Ballin. And I listen, but if I don't like force myself to go, this is what I'm putting on. Right. I don't have the attention span to listen like, give me a song, what I'm saying? Give me music and I'm fine. And so I don't have the attention span to do audiobooks, but God bless the people who do, because they keep that industry alive. And I think that's great.
Yeah. It's a huge industry. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, I prefer the tactile sense of opening a book and reading it, but I don't judge. Like, if you want to listen to a book and that's all you have time for, dude, listen. If you want to read on a Kindle, because read on a Kindle. Like, whatever makes you happy.
Right.
Audiobooks are an industry out there, and there is money in it. a lot of people are finding that unless it's a book that is huge, like Twilight was, and now the ACOTAR series and all the huge books, it's hard it's hard to make back the money you've paid.
Yeah.
Especially if you're paying like $400 a finished hour, like some of these audio narrators are getting.
Right. We got really lucky with that.
Yeah.
Our narrator signed up to do royalty share on book 1, which was a huge investment, but like it's made the money. He's gotten his pay. He's still getting paid for it, right? And it was good. He's made enough that he's like, yeah, I'll come back for book 2. So we'd like to pay him up front if the Kickstarter does well enough, but it is a 200,000 word book. And so per finished hour, that's 24 to 20 hours on average. So it's not a short recording. It's a lot of effort, and I'm glad it's gone well enough that he feels like he's made his money and is still making his money, So like, but yeah, our audiobook has done really well. Like Dave was saying, it's a third of our sales. It just got picked up by Audible for like a special featured sale. So it's been like 80% off this month. And it's been in like a sale category with J.K. Rowling and Brandon Sanderson, which is super cool to have our book in the same kind of category as them, even if we're not at that echelon, but it's like, oh, hey, yeah, when I'm at an event, I can be, yeah, my audiobook's on sale with Sanderson right now. So like, that's cool.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Do you have, outside of this saga that you have going on, are you staying in the saga, or do you have other ideas that you want to explore in maybe other worlds or other genres?
Oh, we're staying in this saga. We're doing these 3, and then the short story collections, which we're going to do more of. And Dave is actually leading a project that we're working on right now, Paragon Odyssey, which is a spin-off. It's a Southern Gothic horror novella about some characters in book 1 that disappear, and he's the lead writer on that, which is it's really fun. It's inspired by the Odyssey. It's going to be a really good time. I'm really excited for that.
Southern Gothic horror.
Yeah.
Dave, tell me more. Like, does he have a car?
Yeah, so Southern Gothic is a, if you, like, so both Nick and I, did our secondary education in the South, right? So Southern Gothic is, if you want, the sprinkle of the magical, right? If you want the, how do you say it? The echoes of oppression, the things that made the Deep South interesting, right?
Yeah.
And Southern Gothic is a really interesting genre that is underrepresented, especially nationally, right? And so I want to highlight, right, where people in the Deep South, South Carolina, Georgia, Northern Florida, whatever, right? There are some really compelling, flavors and other interesting backstory things that come from the South, and I want to explore what Southerners feel about certain things that are, what mainstream Americans consider normal, right? There's a lot in the South that doesn't get the light of day, right?
Yeah.
So if I know in the previous generation, right, we're millennials, but like Gen X would have been Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil.
Okay, great.
Right?
Yeah, great work.
Like, there's something in the South, right, that gives people pause. And so what I'm writing is in our universe, right? Because what we have is like, what you knew before might not apply. And so when you come to the South now in our universe, right, things get a little bit crazy. And magical things and things that are beyond explanation and instances that might be outside of, normal stuff, right? That becomes normal. And so that's what Southern Gothic normally is. But in our universe, right, Southern Gothic means that people who've sort of been down for magic or down for, local practices may or may not have an up on things that go down.
Interesting. I like that. But you said something that really stuck with me, and it was that there's something about the South that gives people pause.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that right there just sums up the vague yet very specific. I know those are two kinds.
And it's on purpose.
Right.
Yeah. And that is wonderful. So that is something else to look forward to. Before we wrap it up, I need you to give me your shameless self-promotion. Where can we find you? What are your socials, your dating profile, whatever the hell you have? Give me all of them.
Okay, so you won't find Dave anywhere. He doesn't exist.
Oh,
it's just me doing all the social stuff. So you'll find Michael D. Melwassel on all the platforms, just as Michael Melwassel. Instagram, TikTok, I'm active on all of them. We're on YouTube as well. Our Kickstarter is just Paragon Exordium. You search that on there, you'll find it on there. We have our own website, melwassel.com. Paragon Exordium is on Audible. Paragon Apocrypha will be wide. Paragon Attrition will probably be wide, hopefully be wide. That's kind of the goal. But if you look at Michael Melwassel, you'll find us. It's pretty straightforward. And Melwassel, Melwasul. If you're just listening, Mikel for Michael.
And Dave, you're just staying off all the socials.
No, if you want me for writing, you can find him.
If you want
LinkedIn, I guess. But if you need me for writing, that's about it.
Sure. No. That is perfect. So I'm going to ask you guys this because I ask everyone this. If you had to give any sort of advice to new writers, what would that be?
Any sort of advice to new writers?
Then you go first, Dave.
Okay. My advice to new writers is find someone to be accountable to.
Yeah.
It is a lot of people that I know and and anyone knows say they have an idea for a book, for something, right? And a lot of those people are right? Like a lot of people have an idea and can do it, but people don't. Why? Because things get in the way. But if you find someone, right, it doesn't matter who it is. If it's a teacher, it's a relative, it's a friend, it's a boss, it doesn't matter. You have to find someone who believes in what you're doing and will tell you you have to, then you'll do it, right? You have to find someone who you are accountable to. Someone who tells you you're worth it. Someone who says your writing is what I want to read, right? So my advice is find a person who will read what you do, who wants to hear it.
Yeah.
You need one person to be accountable to.
And
that's it.
And do you have anything different to say, Mick, or is that about your advice as well?
I mean, that's very much so my advice. There's a phrase I like a lot right now, which is make it happen first. You can make it pretty later.
It makes sense, especially if you're in the industry of any sort of creative industry. Yeah. I like that. I want to thank you both very much for being with us. It has been a pleasure, and you guys are a blast to talk to. And I want to thank everybody who's watched this, who's with us, and don't forget to follow the Drinking with Authors page, follow their pages, go check out their websites, follow the Four Horsemen page because they sponsor this and they make this happen. And until next time, just remember, it costs nothing to be kind.
Thank you for listening to Drinking with Authors. Join us next time for another fun conversation with an author over drinks.